what we call a prologue event. We're starting a Shakespeare Festival in Montgomery, serving the Upper Kanawha Valley. We had Christiana Clark, who's a professional actress in Shakespeare from Chicago. She also works at Oregon Shakespeare Festival. She came last year to the Long Center and made a talk, as well as 7 other locations in the state. That was our first event. This is our second event. We're welcoming the Alban Arts Center from Sept, Albans. Let's hear from them. I want to thank really quickly the people who made tonight possible, and particularly the Montgomery's Fall Festival, which we are part of, and a major sponsorship by the City of Montgomery under the auspices of Mayor Greg Ingram and City Council. Brought to you by support by the West Virginia Commission on the Arts. Woo! And this performance tonight is made possible by generous support of the Montgomery Parks Board, John Frisbee, chairperson. Yay! Only Friday, yesterday, I accidentally ran into Dr. Eunice Bellinger, president of Rich Valley, and she also said that Rich Valley is going to donate graciously to our event tonight. So let's thank Rich Valley. We have additional generous contributions by these Montgomery associations: the Lions Club, the Women's Auxiliary of Eagle Area 1040, the Women's Club. Special thanks to our volunteers, the Montgomery Eastern Star, who served dinner to the cast tonight. Let's thank them. And only today, while I was at Fall Fest, we also received a contribution from the actual Eagles Area 1040. So both the ladies and the gentlemen all participated. We want added thanks to Dr. Carly Kennedy from Kennedy Dental Clinic, Angie Tackett from the Montgomery City Hall, Les Thomas, the Montgomery Fall Festival, and my real employer, the Morris Creek Watershed Association. Now, you're lucky or unlucky tonight that a couple of actors didn't make it, so you will see a few people that are filling in on parts. Please applaud our entrances and exits and cheer our sword fighting and laugh at any minor joke we may do, because this is our premiere performance with this group, and we appreciate and are honored that they are letting us participate. My co-producer for tonight is Tori Casey from Charleston. Let's hear it from her. And all of the program, she will be playing Lady Montague, not Capulet. Montague is Romeo's parent. I'm the father. She's the mother. Beach and Tori will play the parents. It says the wrong name on here, but now you know. Now I'm going to introduce the director and the guiding force for tonight's production to open the show, Ms. Marla Carter.
Good evening. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I'm Marla Carter, the director of Romeo and Juliet, and we are incredibly pleased to come out here and perform for you. We hope you enjoy it. Just a couple of quick announcements. We have a great season coming up, so if you're ever down St. Albans Way, come see us. Our next production is Best Christmas Pageant Ever, followed by Sylvia. And then, if you are a kayaker, we will be coinciding with the big Coal River Float and Yak Fest. We're going to be doing Huck Finn. Yeah. So we very much thank you so much for coming out tonight. The actors have put so much into this. This is their final performance. I'm playing a couple of roles because actors couldn't make it, and please forgive me for everything. But we do thank you again so much. Please sit back and enjoy Romeo and Juliet.
grudge breaks new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventure piteous overthrows. Doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of our death-marked love, and the continuance of our parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for them we shall be colors.
I mean, if we be colliers, we'll draw.
Aye, and as you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me. I will take to the wall any man or maid of the house of Montague.
To move is to spur, to be valiant, to stand. Therefore, if thou moves, thou runnest away.
'Tis all one. Therefore, women being the weaker vessel are overthrust to the wall. Therefore, I will push Montague's men from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
Oh, 'tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids.
Aye, the heads of the maids, or their maiden's head. Take it in what sense thou wilt.
They shall take it in the sense that feel it.
Oh, me they shall feel while they will stand. 'Tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh.
And 'tis well thou art not fish. If not, thou hast been poor John. Draw thy tool. Here come the house of the Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
What? Run away?
Oh, fear me not.
Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our side. Let them begin it.
I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Oh, knaves, they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which disgrace if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Bite your thumb at us, sir.
Is the law of our side if I say aye?
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir. No, sir.
Well, if you do, I am for you, for I serve as good as man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Hey, say better. Here comes a kinsman of my master.
Yes, sir. Better.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember thy walking glow.
Hark, you fools! You know not what you do.
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword or manage to depart these men with me.
What, drawn and talk of peace?
I hate the word.
As I hate hell. All Montagues and thee! Have at me, coward!
What noise is this?
Bring me my long sword.
A crutch! A crutch! Why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say. Old Montague has come and flourishes his blade in spite of me.
Oh, thou villain, Capulet! Hold me not, let me go!
Thou shalt not stir one foot to seek a foe! Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this never same steel. Will they hear not? What ho! Men, beasts, quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On the pain of torture from these bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the word of your moved princess. 3 civil brawls bred by an airy word by the old Capulet and Montague have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, casting grown as ancient citizens made by their grave beseeming ornaments, tool-willed old partisans and hands of old, cankered with peace to part their cankered hate. If ever you disturb the quiet of our streets again, your lives will pay the forfeit for our peace. Capulet, you come with me. Montague, come you this afternoon to know our farther pleasure in this case. Old Freedom Town, our common judgment place. Once more in the pain of death, all men depart.
Who sends this ancient quarrel new approach. Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversaries, and yours close fighting ere I approached. I drew to part them, but in the instant came the fiery Timothy, with his sword prepared, and as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut me. Who nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn, and while we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more and more, and fought of heart to heart, until the princess came and parted either part.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this feast.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth from the golden window of the east. A troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of sycamore, the westward rooteth from the city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. And I measuring his affections by mine own, which then most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned, gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen with tears, augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds, more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw its shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel could the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
Neither know it nor can learn of him,
Have you importuned him by any means?
both by myself and of many other friends, but he is his own affections counselor. He is to himself, I cannot say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bug bit with an envious worm, ere it could spread its sweet leaves to the sun, or dedicate itself to the same. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as no.
See where he comes, so please you, step aside. All know his grievance would be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
How is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Is that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hour?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Oh, alas, that love, so gentle in its view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where should we dine? Oh, me. Frey was here. Tell me not, for I've heard it all. There's much to do with hate, more of love. Oh, brawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything of nothing first create. Heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms. Feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick help. Still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I, but feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cousin, I'd rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have impressed more of thine. This love that thou hast shown, this adds more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a fume, made with the fume of sighs. Being purged, a fire, sparkling in lovers' eyes. Being vexed, a sea nourished with loving tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, cuz.
But stop! I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I've lost myself, I'm not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan, why no. But sadly tell me,
Sick man in sadness makes his will, a word ill-urged to one that is so ill. In truth, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near what I suppose you love.
A right good mark. She's fair, I love.
All right, fair mark, fair cause, as soon as hit.
When that hit you missed, she'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit, and strong proof of chastity, well armed for love's weak, childish bow. She lives uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor hope her left to saints seducing gold. Oh, she is rich, beauty only poor, that when she dies, with beauty dies her sword.
She has promised that she will still live chaste.
She hath, and in that swearing makes huge waste, for beauty starved with her severity cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too wise, too fair, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She is forsworn to love, and that vow do I live dead but live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think, Colonel.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite. And question more, these happy masks that kiss fair ladies' brows being slack, puts us in mind they hide the fair. He that is struck and blind cannot forget the precious treasure his eyesight lost. Show me, mistresses, passing fair. To the beauty servant is a note where I might read who passed that passing fair. Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die in debt.
Found as well as I, and I think 'tis not so hard for men as old as we to keep peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you left it on so long. But now, Lord, what say you to my suit?
Or what I have said before. My child is yet a stranger in this world. She hath not seen the passing of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, your happy mother's maid.
Too soon marred are those so early made. Earth hath swallowed up all of my hopes. But she's the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle girls. Get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed within the scope of her choice. And there lies my consent and fair according voice. At my house this night, I'd given a feast, a traditional feast, to where I have invited many a guest, ones whom I love, and you among the score. One more makes my number more. At my poor house this night, look to behold earth, trending stars that make dark heaven light. Such comforts do lusty young men feel when well-appareled April on the heels of limping winter treads. Hear all, see all, and like her most, whose merit most shall be, which one more stand in number, mine being one. They stand in number, but reckoning none. Come, walk with me, sir. Sirrah. Trudge through the streets of fair Verona, and find out these persons whose names here are written, and to them say, my house, and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written here that the shoemaker can meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his lass, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. And I am sent to find those persons whose names are here written. I can never find what names the writing person hath here written. I must learn it. It's your time.
Tut, man! One fire burns out another's burn. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be helped by backward turn. One desperate grief is cured by another's language. Take thou some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
Broken shin!
What, Romeo? Art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound up more than a madman is, shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented. Get in, you fellow.
Gotta get in. I pray, sir. Can you read?
I, my own misfortune and my misery.
Perhaps you've learned it without book. But I pray, can you read anything you've seen?
Hi, if I know the letters in the language.
Ye say honestly, rest you Mary.
Say, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Count Anselm and his beauteous sisters, Lady Widow of Utruvio, Signor Placencio and his lovely nieces, Giuscio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentino and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly, whither should they come? Whither? To supper.
To our house.
To whose house?
To my master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
I will tell you now without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet. And if ye be not of the house of Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets, sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattained eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fire. These who often drown could never die, transparent heretics be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tuts, you saw her there, none else being by. Herself poised with herself in either eye. But let their crystal scales be weighed, thy lady's love against some other maid, that I will show thee shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
By my maidenhead at 12 years old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where is that girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madame, I am here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give me a while. We must talk with you. Nurse, let's come back again. I have remembered you. Now hear our counsel. You know my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age in 2 an hour.
She's not 14.
I'd lay 14 to my teeth, and to my teen be it spoken I have but 4, that she is not yet 14. How long till Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd, of all the days of the year, come Lammas tide eve shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas tide eve at night, shall she be 14. That she shall. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake, now 11 years, and she was weaned. I shall never forget it of all the days of the year, upon that day. For I had then laid wormwood on my dug, sitting out in the sun beneath the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the dug. And since shake quoth the dove house, there was no need I trow to bid me trudge. And since that time it's been 11 years. For then she could stand near high loan. Nay, by the rood, she could run and waddle all about, for it was only the day before that she broke her brow. My husband, God rest his soul, was a merry man. Took up the child, and yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dam, the pretty wretch left off crying and said, to see now how a jest shall come about. Oh, I warrant I'll live 1,000 years and I'll never forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And it stinted and said,
Oh, enough of this. I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. But I cannot choose but to laugh to think that it would leave off crying and say, "Aye." "Yea," quoth my husband, "as thou fallest upon thy face, thou wilt fall backwards. When thou comest of age, wilt thou not jewel?" And it stinted and said, "Aye."
And thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say aye.
Oh, peace I have done. God mark thee soul, thou was the prettiest babe I e'er did nurse. That I should live to see thee married, I would have my wish.
Mary, that is the very theme I came to speak of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be wed?
It is an hour I dream not of.
An hour? Were I not your only nurse, I'd say I had sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you and Verona, ladies of esteem or already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years since you were made. Thus then, the valiant parent seeks you for his love.
Oh, a man, young lady, and lady such a man as all the world, but he's a man of wax.
Verona summer has not such a flower.
In faith, a flower, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? Tonight you shall behold him at our feast. There, read over the vine of young Paris's face, and find delight written there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lives content. And what obscure in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This unwritten book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within the hive. And so you shall share all that he doth possess, and having him, make yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
What say you? Can you like Paris's love?
I'll look to like him, looking like he move, but no more deep lying dark mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam! The guests are come, supper served up, you called, my young lady called for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence wait, I beseech you follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, seek happy nights to happy days.
What shall the speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, wearing a Tartar's painted bow of black, scaring the ladies like a croaky. Nor no without book prologue faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will, and we'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Torch for me. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Oh, not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
Draw thee from the mire then. Draw thee from the mire. For save your reverence love, wherein thou stickest up to thine ear. Can't we burn daylight, no?
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay. You waste our light in vain like light by day. Take our good meaning for our judgments, and 5 times a day at once enough fine winds.
And we meet while in going to this mask. 'Tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
The dream is often mine.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, I see Queen Mab has been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairy's midwife, and comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little Tommy over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are made of long spinner's legs. Her covers are the wings of grasshoppers. Her traces are the smallest spider's webs. Her collars of the moonshine's watery beam. Her coachman is a small gray-coated gnat. not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the finger of a lazy man. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner's squirrel or old grub, time out of mind the fairy coachmakers. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and they dream of love, over courtiers' knees who dream on curtsies straight, over lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, over ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which the angry maid off with blisters plagues because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she drives under a courtier's nose and dreams he of smelling out the suit, and sometimes she comes with a tithe pig's tail, tickling the nose of a parson, and dreams he of another benefit. And sometimes she drive up over a soldier's neck, and dreams he of cutting corn throats, of breeches, emboscados, Spanish blades of hell's 5 fathoms deep, and then anon, drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and thus being frighted, swears a prayer to and falls asleep again. This is that Mab, who snakes the manes of horses at night, baking the elcocks into foul sluggish hairs. This is she, who when maids lie on their back, dresses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkest of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams. God was the children of an idle brain, begat of nothing but vain fantasy. As inconstant as the wind, who moves even now the frozen bosom of the north, and thus being frightened, puffs away from thence, turning his attention to the dew-dropping sound.
This wind you talk of blows us from our stuff. Supper is done and we shall come too late.
Yeah, I fear too early. For my mind misgives some fearful consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date this night's revel. Expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. He that hath the steers of my course direct my signature. On us, ye gentlemen.
Strike trump!
Where is Potpenny? Help that take away. He shifts the trencher, he scrapes the trencher.
When good manners lie all in the hands of 1 or 2 men, and they unwashed, 'tis a foul thing.
Away the joint stool, look to the court cupboard, and look to the plate. Good though, save me a piece of marzipan, and if thou love me, let the porter-leaded Susan Grindstone and Nell. Anthony! Potpan!
Hi, boy. Ready?
You are looked for and called for, asked for and sought for in the great chamber.
Well, we cannot be here and there too. Cheerily, boys. Be brisk a while, and may the longer liver take all.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. Those ladies whose toes are unflecked with corns will walk about with you. Ah, my mistresses, which of you all will now deny its dance? She that makes dainty, I will swear hath corns. Am I come near you now? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day where I wore a visor, and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ears, such that would please. It's gone. It's gone. But welcome, gentlemen. Musicians, come, play. A hall. A hall, give room. And foot it, girls. And turn these tables up. And quench the fire. The room has grown too hot. Ah, Sirrah, this unlooked for sport comes well. Ah, nay, good cousin Captain. Sit, for you and I, our dancing days are over. How long has it been since yourself and I have been in Mass?
Our Lady, 20 years.
20? Tis not so. Since the nuptials of Lucentio, some 5 and 10 years, and then we were in Mass.
Tis more, tis more. His son is 30.
You will tell me that? His son was but a ward just 2 years ago.
What lady's that doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows the snowy dove trooping among crows as yonder lady or her fellow shows. Measure done, I'll mark her place of stand. Like touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. This by its voice should be a Montague.
Fetch me my rapier, boy. What? There's the slave come covered and antic-faced to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? By the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Oh, why? How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe. Come hither, covered in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo!
Content thee, gentle host. Pay him no mind. Affairs him as a courtly gentleman. And to speak truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for all of the wealth of this town, in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore, be patient. Take no note of him. 'Tis my will, the which if thou respect. Now, put off these frowns. Show a fair semblance. 'Tis an ill-beseeming semblance for a beast.
It fits with such a villain as a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What, good man, boy? Are you the master here, or am I? You'll not endure him. God will hear my soul. I say he shall. What, you'll set a mutiny among my guests? You'll set a cock-a-hoop? You'll be the man?
Why, uncle, this is shame!
You are a saucy boy. So indeed. This trick may chance to escape you. I know what. Must you contrary me? Married to this time. More light! More light!
But
you are a crankbox. Go, be quiet, or well said, my heart. Well said.
But
I will make you quiet. Cheerily!
patience perforce with willful choler meeting makes my flesh tremble with their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this effusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitterest gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch. In palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips they must use in prayer.
Well then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant prayer's sake.
If not, what my prayer's effect I take.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, oh trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of this house. And a good lady, and a wise, and a virtuous. And I nursed her daughter that thou talked withal. And let me tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall be in the jinx.
Oh. Is she a Capulet? Dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Come away, this portent!
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Nay, nay, gentlemen. Prepare not to be gone. Now we have a foolish, trifling banquet towards. It is not even so. Well then. Good night. Good night, honest gentlemen. A light to my chamber. Oh, by my fame, I sustain.
What?
brigand.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
Oh, that's the only son and heir of old Tiberio.
What's he that now goes out the door?
I believe that's the young Petruchio.
What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I don't know.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is to be like my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo. And a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now when I danced with all. Juliet!
Anon! Come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Now old desire doth his deathbed lie, and young affection gapes to be his heir. That fair for which love grown for and would die, tender Juliet match is now not fair. Now Romeo is beloved and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks. But to his foes supposed he must complain, and she still loves sweet bait from fearful hooks. Being held a foe, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear, and she as much in love, or needs much less, to meet her new beloved anywhere. But passion wins from power, time means to meet, tempering extremities with extreme speed.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back to earth and find thy center out.
Romeo! Romeo! My cousin, Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life has stolen him home to bed.
Come. He's left the orchard wall. Come, good Mercutio.
Hey, I'll find you too. Romeo! Humors, madman, passion, lover. Appear thou in the likeness of a side. Speak but one rhyme, and I'm satisfied. Pronounce but me. Cry but love. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word, one nickname for a purblind son and heir, young Abraham Cupid who shuts so true when King Perpetua loved the beggar maid. He heareth not, he moveth not, he stirreth not. The ape is dead. I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eyes, by her high forehead and scarlet lips, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie. Appear thou in thy likeness before us.
And if he hears thee, thou wilt anger him.
No, this cannot anger him. Would anger him to summon a spirit in his mistress's circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand until she had laid it and conjured it down. That was some spite. My invocation is fair and honest. I seek only in his mistress's name to raise him up.
Come, and he has hidden himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and restless is the dark.
If love is blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now he will sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress with that kind of fruit. His maids call medlars when they laugh alone. Oh, Romeo! If she were an open arse and thou a pufferin pear. Good night, Romeo. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Come, 'tis in vain to seek him here that needs not to be found.
majestic stars ever felt a wound. Sun, like through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Rise, fair sun, to kill the envious moon who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vessel livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks yet she says nothing. What of that? For I discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. It is not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven having some business, treat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. If her eyes were there, they in her head. The brightness of her cheek would shame the stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright, birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. That I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay, me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. Thou art as glorious that this night may o'er my head as a winged messenger of heaven. Unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals who fall back to gaze on him as he bestrides the lazy puffy clouds, who sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo! Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, me but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is thy enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? 'Tis nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. It will be some other name. That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doth thy name, for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I'll take thee at thy word. Call me with love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What maid art thou that thus bescreened in night, who stumbles on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee.
My ears have yet not shrunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know this sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, and any like can find thee here.
Love's like gleams did I approach these walls, for stony limits cannot keep love out. What love can do, that dares love attempt, therefore that kinsman art to stop me.
They do see thee, they do murder thee.
Laughter lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Thou art sweet, and I am proof against their enemy.
I were not for the world if they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide my face. And but thou love me, let them come. My life were better ended by their hate, death prolonged the haunting of thy love.
And whose friend found out the place?
My love that first did bid me inquire. He let me counsel, I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the vast shore watches look far to sea, I should adventure such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Also would have made a blush if it paints my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Vain will I dwell on form. Vain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false at love's perjuries, and say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce faithfully, or if thou thinkest I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentleman, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere witness bear my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not acute yielding to thy love, which the dark night hath soon discovered.
Lady, by yon blessed moon that
Well,
tips...
swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circle orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by
Well,
then?
do not swear. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
Lady of my heart's dear
Oh,
love...
do not swear. Although I find joy in thee, I find no joy in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. To like lightning which does cease to be ere one say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath, making the beauteous flower where next we meet. Good night. Good night.
As sweet repose and rest comes from my heart, is that within thy breast?
So wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I did give thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I wouldn't work to give again.
Didst thou withdraw it? For what purpose,
But
love?
to be frank and give it thee again, and yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have. Both are infinite.
Juliet!
I hear some noise within. Stay but a little. I will come again. I come again, nurse.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. Yet I am feared being all in night. All this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night to thee. If that thy bent to love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one thou procured to come to thee. Where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, in all my forces at thy feet I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. By and by I come, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come, to cease thy strife and to lead me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst to want thy life. Love goes from love, like schoolboys toward their books. Love from love, towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo, oh, for Falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is worse and may not speak aloud, lest I should tear the cave where echo lives, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night. Softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
My sweet,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I've forgotten why to call me back.
Oh, let me stay till thou remember it.
I shall forget having thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget any other moment this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from his hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silken thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
Why would I were thy bird?
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I must say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep well on thine eyes, and peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly friar's cell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. And fleckled darkness like a drunkard reels from forth day's path and tightens fiery wheels. Now ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must have filled this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juicy flowers. The earth, its mother's nature, is her tomb. That is her bearing grave, that is her womb, and from her womb, children of divers kinds we, sucking on her natural bosom, find many for many virtues excellent. None but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. We're not so vile that on the earth doth live, and to the earth some precious good doth give, or not so good, but strained from that fair use, and revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Why, within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power. This part being smelt with that part, cures each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, and men as well as herbs, of grace and rude will, and where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, father.
Benedicity, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me. Oh, young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrows, I beg. Why, care keeps watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. Where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, why, there golden sleep doth dream. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure that thou art uproused by some distempered shore. Not so, oh, here I have it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
Last is true, sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin! Is thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I forgot that name, and that name's Low.
That's my good son. Where hast thou been then?
Well, I'll tell thee ere thou ask me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one has wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Well, then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on her, so hers is set on mine, and all combined save what thou hast combined by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed, we made exchange of vows, tell thee is the cast. But this I pray that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis! Is Rosalind that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their heart, but in their eyes. Oh, Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine did wash thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it doth not taste. The sun not yet thy sighs from heaven clears, and thy old groan still ringing in my ancient ears, and oh, lo, on thy cheek a stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. If there thou wast thyself, for these woes thine, then thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. What, art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Well, thou chidest me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And bids me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
Oh, I pray thee chide me not. Her I love now, doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well, my love did read by rote, but could not spell. But come, young waver, come go with me, and in one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn thy household's rancor into true love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble and run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with this man.
Oh, that's Rosaline, that same pale heart-hearted wench, torments him so that he'll sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, has sent a letter to his father's house.
Oh, a challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he would answer the letter's master how he dares be there.
Alas, poor Romeo. He is already dead. Stabbed by a white wench's black eye, run through the air with a love song. The very pin of his heart cleft by the blind bowboy's butt shaft. Has he man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than the prince of cats. He's the courageous captain's complement. He fights to sing brig songs. Rest me his men rest. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist, a duelist. The gentleman from the first house of the first and second cars. The immortal Pisado. The punto reverso. The hail.
The what?
The pox of such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticos. These new tuners of accent. By Jesus, a very good blade, a very tall man, very good horn. Why is it not a lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted with these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these pardon me's who stand so much on the new form, they cannot sit at ease on the old bench. Oh, their bones, their bones.
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Without his roe, like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, how art thou vitrified? Now he's for the numbers of Patroclus in. Lord to his lady was a kitchen wench. Nay, she had a better love to be your part. Dido, a Dowdy, Cleopatra, a gypsy, Helen and hero Hildington, harlots, Lydia, grey eyes, so but not to the purpose. Signor Romeo! Oh, bonjour! This is a French salutation of your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Oh, pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great. In such a case as mine, a man may constrain courtesy.
That's as much to say, a case such as yours constrains a man to bow in the ham.
Meaning to courtesy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower?
Right.
Well, then it's my company. Well flowered.
Sure wit. Follow me on this jest till thou hast worn out thy pump. That when the single soul of it is worn, the gesture remain after the wearing solely singular.
Oh, single soul jest. Solely singular for the singleness.
Oh, come between us, good Benvolio, my wit's mate.
Oh, switching spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Nay, you run the wild goose, I am done. But thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I have in my whole 5. But, is that there with you for the goose?
Oh, that was not with me for anything if that was not there for the goose.
Oh, I'll bite thee on the ear for that jest.
Oh, nay, good goose, bite me not.
Thy wit is a bit of sweeting and is a most sharp sauce.
Is it not then well served into a sweet goose?
Oh. Here's a wit of several that stretches from an inch narrow to an L broad.
Oh, I'll take thee at that word broad, which added to the goose. Proves thee far and wide abroad.
Is this not better than thou groaning for love? Now art thou social, now art thou Romeo. Now thou art what thou art, by art as well as by nature. This dribbling love is like a great natural that runs rolling up and down a hill to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there! Stop there!
Why, thou desirest me to stop with my tail against the hair.
Or else thou wouldst made it thy tail large.
Oh, indeed, thou art deceived, for I meant to make it short. For I'd come to the whole depth of my tail and meant to occupy it no longer.
Oh, here's goodly gear. A sail, a sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter! Come on, my fan, Peter!
Good, Peter, to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
God ye morrow, gentlemen.
Oh, God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good Ian?
Oh, 'tis no less, I tell ye. For the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you, what a man are you?
Good gentleman, God himself has made himself to mar.
So, thou sayest well, for himself tomorrow, quoth they. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I might find the young Romeo?
I can. Young Romeo will be older when you found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault or worse.
You speak well.
I have very well took a faith. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, I desire some confidences with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Abad, so ho!
What is thou found?
No hair, sir, unless a hair, sir, and a litten pie. To the stale and whore, hair to be spent. An old hair for is a very good meat in length, but the hair that is whore is too much for a score when it oars there to be spent. Romeo, were you to your father's, will to dinner thither?
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Lady!
Pray you, sir, who is that saucy merchant that's so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
And to say anything against me, well, I'll take him down. And lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I will find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills. I am none of his games mates. And you, must thou stand by and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure?
I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon surely would have been out. I warrant you. I dare draw as soon as another man. If I see occasion a good quarrel, and the law
all on my side.
Now, for God, I am so vexed that every part of me quivers. Scurvy knave. Pray, sir, a word. And as I said, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say I will keep to myself, but first let me tell you that if he should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it would be a very ill behavior, as they say. For the young lady is a gentlewoman, and if you double dealest with her, it would be a very gross offer for any gentlewoman and a very weak feeling.
Commend me to thy lady, I protest.
Good heart. Thy faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her that you do protest, and as I take it, that's a gentlemanlike offer.
And stay, nurse. Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon. And there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here is for thy pains.
No, not a penny.
Oh, go to thy
This afternoon, she shall be there.
And stay, nurse. Within this hour, my man will be with thee, and bring to thee cords made like to a tackled stair. The high-top gallant of my joy must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty enough with thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy lady.
God bless thee, our king.
Yes, nurse?
Is your man secret? Have you ne'er heard two may keep counsel putting one away?
Warrant thee, my man, 'tis true as steel.
My mistress is the sweetest young lady. Why, I remember when she was a prating little thing. Oh, there's a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard. But she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad, as to see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the properer man. But I'll warrant she turns as pale as any cloud in the versal world. Doth not Rosemary and Romeo both begin with a letter?
Aye, nurse. What of that book begin with a row?
A mocker. That's the dog's name. No, R is the... No, it begins with some other letter. And she has the prettiest sententious of it, of you and Rose, Mary, that it would do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Peter!
Hold on.
Before into pace.
The clock struck 9 when I sent for the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald shall be thoughts, which 10 times faster glides than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinion doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she'd be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to mine. But old folks, many feign as they were dead. Unwieldy, slow, heavy, pale as lead. Oh, sweet nurse, hast thou found her? Send my man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Now, nurse, what news? Oh, Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to you so sour a face.
Oh, I'm a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunts have I!
I would thou hast my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I'm out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, and thou hast breath to tell to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Let me be satisfied, is thy news good or bad?
Well, you've made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. No, Romeo, no, not he. Though, his face be better than any man's, and his leg far excel all men's, and his hand and his foot and his body, though they be not talked upon, are beyond compare. He's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant he's gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, hast thou dined at home?
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage, what of that?
Oh, my head, my head. Oh, what a head have I. It beats as if it would fall into a million pieces. Oh, and my back, my back, my back. Oh, beshrew your heart for sending me out to catch my death jouncing up and down.
I think that thou art not well. Sweet, 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 sweet nurse. Come, what says my love?
Your love says like a courteous gentleman, and an honest and a handsome, and... But where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
God's love, lady, are you so hot? Mary, come up. I trow, is this the poultice for my aching back? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh, here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you to Friar Lawrence's cell, for there stays a husband to make you a wife. Now the wanton color comes up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any need. Hie you to the church. I must another way to fetch the cords by which your love must climb a bird's nest later tonight. I am the drudge and toil in your delight. Oh, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
High fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
So smiles the heavens upon this holy act, and after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute brings me in her sight. That would close our hands with holy words, and let love-devouring death do what he dare. It's enough I may call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their sorrow triumph die like smoke and powder, which, as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own delicious. The taste confounds the appetite. Of course, love moderately. Old love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Ah, here comes the lady, oh so light of foot. Will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. Why, a lover may bestride the gossamers, the beauties of the wanton summer air, yet not so light as vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his things too much.
Ah, Juliet, the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and thy skill be more to blazon it than sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and like rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive by either in this dear encounter.
Conceit more rich than matter than of words, rags of a substance not of ordinance, but my true love has grown to such success that I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come, then we will make short work. By your leave, you shall not stay alone. The Holy Church and corporate 2 in 1.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot. The Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is a mad blood, sir.
Now, I like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword on the table and says, God, send me no need of thee.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, thou as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy. The soon moved to be moody, and the soon moody to be moved.
And what too?
Nay, whether two such would have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou would quarrel with a man for having a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou would quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg over quarreling. Did thou not quarrel with the man for coughing too loud in the street when he hath awakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun? Did thou not quarrel with the tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, and with another for tying his new shoes with old ribbon, and yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling?
And if I was so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man will buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter!
Oh, the fee simple, oh simple.
By my head, here comes the Capulet.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to her. Gentlemen, could even a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Why not coupled with something? Make it a word and a blow.
Find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Do not take some occasion without giving.
Mercutio, thou consort.
Consort? Thou would make minstrels of us. Thou makes minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discourse. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance, swoons, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze upon us.
Men's eyes were made to look. Let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery. Mary, go before to field. He'll be your follower there, your worship in that sense. We call him man.
Romeo! The love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
Tybalt, the love I bear thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I not, and therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw!
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the meaning of my love. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, come, vile, dishonorable submission. Alice Staccato carries away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And what wouldst thou have with me?
Good Prince of Cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, which I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the other 8 out of you. Now, will you pluck your sword out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about yours ere it be out.
I am for you. Judge Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir. Your passado. Ha! Oh. Good. Ha!
To make this fair!
Stab the filthy Capulet.
Come on. Drop in, Volio. Beat down their weapons.
The villain!
Two ducats on you.
Come on, Tybalt Mercutio.
Three.
Princess especially bad in the Verona streets. Hold Tybalt. Mercutio.
I am hurt! A plague in your houses! I am sped. Is he gone and have nothing?
What? Art thou hurt?
Aye. This is a scratch. It will serve. Ask for me tomorrow. Where's my villain? Where's my page? Go, villain! Fetch me a surgeon.
The surgeon!
Oh, God.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
Nay, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor wide as a church door, but sir, ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague of your houses, a dog, a mouse, a cat, a rat to scratch a man to death, a villain, a rogue that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Benvolio, carry me into some house or she'll faint in the street. They've made worms meat out of me. A plague of your houses.
This gentleman, princess's near ally, my very friend hath got this mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, who but an hour hath been my cousin. Oh, dear Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and my temper softened foolish.
Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath inspired the clouds, which drew up time would hear it and scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
He again, in triumph, and Mercutio slain. No way to heaven, respective lenity. Fire and fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take back again the villain that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our head. Thank for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him. Thou wretched boy! That is extraordinary sound with him heads! This shall determine that!
Summon the lodge!
Romeo! Be gone! Away! The citizens are up! Tybalt is slain! Stand not amazed! The princess will do thee death if thou art taken! Hence, be gone! Away!
Oh, I am fortune's fool!
Why dost thou stay?
Which way really to kill Mercutio?
yeah.
Which way realize that, Tybalt? Oh, sir, go with me. I charge thee in the princess's name.
Who are
the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble princess, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. The man here slain by young Romeo slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio. Tybalt! Cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, princess! Oh, husband! The blood of my dear kinsman has been shed. If princesses that are true, the blood of our shed blood of Montague! Tybalt here slain, whom Romeo's hand had sled. But Romeo, in spoken fair, made him to think how nice the quarrel was, and urge with all your high displeasure. All this spoke, with gentle breath, calm look, and knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt death to peace. But then he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all his heart turns deadly point to point. And with a martial sword, with one hand beats called death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends part, but swifter than his tongue his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes. And underneath whose arm an envious blow from Tybalt hit the life and stab Mercutio. And then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. And two they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them was the stout Tybalt slain. And as Tybalt fell, then Romeo turned and fled. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. There's some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all 20 can take but one life. I pray for vengeance, which princess thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
He slew Mercutio. Who now did the price of my dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault doth conclude what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately do I exile him hence.
my blood for your rude brawl stuff lie bleeding. But I will merge you and so strong to find that you shall all repent the loss of mine. It will be deaf to pleading and excuses, no prayers nor tears shall punch out abuse, therefore is none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found the hour will be his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy murders, pardoning those who kill.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a brief 10-minute intermission and we'll start Act 2.